With this disease, because it is so rare, you think you're the only one out there that has it?
6 years ago, I was perfectly healthy.
What I was experiencing just wasn't normal.
The main thing that doctors should know is that it affects different people in different ways.
A lot of them do not know much about this disease.
Myositis means inflammation of the muscle, and it's a broad term to indicate muscle disorders. The four commonest types are inclusion body myopathy, polymyositis, dermatomyositis, and necrotizing myopathy or myositis. And sometimes these conditions can overlap to a degree. Inclusion body myopathy or inclusion body myositis has a very characteristic pattern of weakness. So people lose the ability to use their distal finger flexors, and they have weakness in their thigh muscles, so that they have trouble walking upstairs and they have trouble getting up out of a chair particularly. And they can sometimes have a degree of swallowing involvement. It slowly progresses over maybe a decade or more, but it leads to significant disability. So it can look like other conditions, and if people aren't aware of it, they might not make the right diagnosis to get the patients the right support. Dermatomyositis is relatively uncommon. Usually the key there is that there's a rash. So the rash is maybe across the chest, it may be around the face, and typically on the backs of the hands. And then there's also a degree of muscle weakness. Necrotizing myopathy is relatively less common. So the symptoms include weakness of muscles. It might be of the upper arms or in the forearms. It might be in the legs, and it manifests as difficulty in walking and difficulty going upstairs, and there might be swallowing difficulties as well. Polymyositis. In that condition, people have muscle weakness, that raised CK level. Typically, myositis affects proximal muscles, so that means muscles around the shoulders, around the hips and thighs, and also across the upper arm and neck region could be involved as well. For dermatomyositis, polymyositis, and necrotizing myositis, they all have treatments. So there are treatments that try to modify the immune system, and there are treatments that are designed to try and help the patients. They're not really well known. They're hard to diagnose. There is a support organisation for people that can provide support, and that's often helpful for patients to connect, so that they've got other people that they can talk to and also to get information about.
My name's Gordon Burnett.
My name is David Powell.
My name is Brad Miller.
I'm Jane.
I'm Karen Voicey.
I'm Kathleen van der Pleschen.
My name's Linda Llewellyn.
My name is Jim Pollock.
The experience regarding my diagnosis, it's been a roller coaster ride, I would say.
Well, it took a long time because it's so little known.
You could research it and not find any information on it.
It was very lengthy and it was very frustrating.
So it took a few years.
Probably around about 18 months to 2 years.
Probably, I don't know, less than 6 months.
After 4 years, they finally found it.
All the signs were there, and in retrospect, it's easy to say, well, why didn't they pick that up quicker?
And it was a really big relief when I finally got the diagnosis.
The symptoms that I suffered initially,
The shawl-type rashes on the chest and neck.
I couldn't eat, and I just couldn't swallow.
I just lost strength so rapidly.
as a musician, I was continually dropping my drumsticks.
If you can imagine, you just can't use your hands.
Yeah, the Myositis Association was a great thing for us to find.
It's very comforting knowing that there's other people with similar symptoms going through similar experiences.
It's also given us the opportunities to meet other specialists, as in neurologists, allied health professionals, rheumatologists and so forth.
The association has really helped to educate me.
They provide a lot of information on current treatments, experimental treatments, disability products and aids.
I think awareness is a big thing.
So it's not a one-stop, okay, well, you're like this, you've got this symptom, so therefore it must be this condition.
We don't only need the GPs to know, because when they get to the end of their investigations, they refer you to a specialist. And if the specialists don't know, well, where are you then?
I think if they can sort of pick up on it and do something about it straight away, I think it will save a lot of the damage that's done to your body.
At the end of the day, you yourself know something's not quite right.
Keep looking for answers.
There's got to be hope.
Keep in touch with us.
So keep in touch with us.
Keep in touch with us.